All right, guys, welcome back to the Side Dish Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Shin, joined as always by my co-host, Jay Lee, our special friend, Sumin Han, and special guest, James Chung.
How's it going, y'all?
What's up, bro? Welcome back.
What's up?
Glad to be back as usual.
It's been a few episodes since you've been on, actually.
I know. I've been researching all the previous interviewees, and this is my chance to try to.
What was your favorite episode of the last 5 we published?
Honestly, I really liked.
Trick question.
I liked Justin and Elena's interview. I like them as guests. They're very interesting. I love Justin will be like, oh, I know a lot about this topic, and like you can see him wanting to go on a tangent.
Yeah, we actually had to cut out like 10 minutes of him talking about calisthenics from that episode. He really went on for a long time.
And then Elena had very like insightful things to say.
Oh, for sure.
That was a fun one to listen to.
They're wonderful. We'll see how you stack up. What you been up to lately, man?
Well, things have been busy. I had family
that's right.
in town. My sister came, and then like a week after my parents came. So there was like a week where my entire like nuclear family kind of like hung out in Korea, and
Very cool.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. My sister told me basically like, hey, you have too much shit at my house. I'm going to bring it to you and you just deal with it.
Yeah.
The thing is, I didn't think she kept like a lot of that stuff. I thought it was just thrown away.
Yeah.
So to my surprise, I was like digging out some weird shit. And one of them was, I brought it with me today. It's a bunch of notebooks that I kept. I used to keep a notebook in my pocket.
Which is like a very good practice. I know
Yeah.
people who do that. Yeah.
These notebooks look really raggedy.
Yeah.
really
They
gnarly.
look worn, yeah.
Well, actually, so I had a couple iterations because obviously these are made of paper. And
No way.
As they
the first
usually
one,
are.
the first one looked so bad, and then the second one, I tried to like put Tyvek on it or like other materials to try to like
Yeah.
reinforce it. The idea was, thoughts I had, or like if someone said something funny,
Yeah.
I would like try to jot it down.
I feel like everyone's like kind of goal with carrying on a notebook is that a random genius thought will occur to them, and they'll become like Jack Handy from SNL, just writing these deep thoughts that are like hilarious,
Yeah.
concise, or like basically like these are tweets. Like
For sure. I mean,
Under 40 characters.
they're very short.
when
yeah.
you're like standing with like a soft notebook and a pen, like it's not like gonna lead to long writing with good handwriting.
But it's also hilarious that you're just like, genius can strike at any moment. You need to be ready.
I remember at the time it was just like, ideas that I didn't want to like lose track of, but maybe it just seemed more romantic to carry around.
Do
Like,
you have any good ones
Yeah,
that you'd
for
be
sure.
willing to share?
some of them were just weird. I guess like things are like memories. Like I wrote one down and I had forgotten this happened. I'm glad I did write it down. This one reads: Spring break, sophomore year. Getting a splinter removed from my foot by an Iranian woman who sanitized my foot with Axe body spray. Which honestly,
wow, that's really concerning, actually, from a public
But
health
it's also
standpoint.
like, does she know something that we don't? I mean,
I think it
Do
was.
you need to sanitize a splinter?
I think it was like fairly deep.
Yeah.
I think she
and
just thought you smelled bad.
It just my
yeah,
foot
maybe she was just trying to deodorize your feet.
I don't remember why that was the. Oh, you know what? I think it might have been my friend's house who is Persian, and
Putting it together.
they didn't have sanitizing, any like alcohol or whatever. And so I think she just like grabbed.
But you know what those Iranians have a lot of? It's Axe body spray in abundance.
Man, I don't want to. I will not comment on that.
Hey, shit.
I also
snip, snip. 편집해 주세요.
I also wrote a story that I didn't want to forget, which was in high school when I asked my sex ed teacher if we could watch the birthing video, but we watched the birthing video, but I remember afterwards I asked my sex ed teacher if we could watch it in reverse, which I thought. I don't know. I thought it would just be like really.
Let's
weird,
play out.
dude.
Let's play out that
So
scene in
weird.
improv. Okay, you be you, and I'll be your teacher. Ready?
One question.
Yeah, James. What's up?
That video was lovely.
Yeah, it's called The Miracle of Life for a reason, James.
Great. I loved it. I was just wondering if we could watch that in reverse.
Is everything all right at home, James? That's not. And scene.
Well, how it actually went was we watched it, and it's honestly the most incredible video. Because
Justify that. How so?
basically what happens is like because it's
No. I think we know what happens.
no because
How
it's
is that the most incredible video?
it's rewinding so quickly. It looks like a baby's being thrown back inside.
Oh, that is just
like
so
retracted at like
disturbing.
lightning speed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like that just sounds gory and weird.
I mean, if I was a sex ed teacher, I would definitely be concerned.
Yeah.
And then be like, James.
She was very open to it. I thought, and I know my like classmates like thought it was really funny. It paid off. It paid off.
Look, say no more, because I think I did my fair share of really stupid shit just for the sake of getting a laugh. Any other sort of greatest hits from the notebooks, bro?
It's hard to pick greatest hits because this like handwriting is like really gnarly. I don't know. Some of it's just thoughts. Like one of them said, "How would my English and Korean be different if I were born in the U.S.?" Like if it would be. I don't know. Just a thought.
I don't
Were
think
you
so.
not born in the
Your parents
US?
I was born in
speak-
Korea.
Your parents are like super Korean though, right? Like they don't speak English.
They don't speak English very well. Yeah, for sure.
Well, your parents were actually just here. You had a lovely time with them. Speaking of having parents in town, Jay, your parents are in town right now.
They are.
And can you speak to them? Can you communicate with them?
Yeah, both of them are very fluent in English, and so that's how I communicate with them. Or that's how I did growing up. Now that I speak a little bit more Korean, I'm making an effort to speak Korean to them. But there's still a lot that gets lost in translation. Even though they're pretty fluent, like they can't express themselves fully the way that, me and my sisters could. So there'd be this weird shift in dynamic of like, oh, we can communicate more eloquently than you when we're arguing, and it kind of creates this kind of weird.
I wonder if your parents
power
were
thing.
like, we have to learn English better to communicate with our sweet children. They're talking a lot of shit about us.
Why do they sound Japanese?
I know.
This is how every Asian parent sound to me.
I will say, like, it's been interesting when since they visited this time, especially my dad being around, because like my mom came and visited a few times while I've lived here, but my dad not as much, and I feel like I could like not get into arguments with my parents, but more like be able to explain how I'm feeling for the first time.
In Korean.
In Korean,
Right.
like very clearly, and be like, no, what you're saying, you're like, you're missing the point of what I'm saying. This is what I mean.
Right.
For example, X, Y, Z, and like, I mean, and it's like it's connecting.
Yeah.
It's strange.
No, like you're just able to communicate with your parents on like a deeper level, and that's important.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, yeah. Honestly, a lot of this came from like I might have mentioned this to some of you guys before, but like I had fairly diverse friends. But some of them, were white, and I would go to their house for like dinner. They have like taco night every Thursday's taco night or something, right? And I remember one time I went over to a friend's house, and at that point, Lost was a big show, and we finished dinner. I'm sitting with my friend and his dad, and we're talking about like Lost fan theories and then eventually it's talking about like economics and politics. And I remember being like, damn, white people can just like talk to their parents like this. That's for sure.
Yeah. I used to be jealous of that too. That kind of dynamic.
I mean, I still kind of am.
Yeah.
My dad won't get deep with me on any of that shit. Yeah.
That is interesting though, because I've like been at dinner with my cousin who lives here with my emo and emo boo, and they're speaking in Korean and having like intellectual like political discussions, and I'm like, oh wow, I don't know that I've ever really had that deep of a conversation.
Dude, I actually
like
tried it.
Yeah.
I tried to initiate those conversations to my dad, and he'll be like, "What? Why are you asking me this?" Like, it's just like, so bewildered.
Yeah.
Unless it's something like Vietnam War history or something that he like gets a boner about.
Yeah.
But I think recently too, I was just like, Dad, like now that Trump has been out of office, he used to be a kind of a Trump guy, right? So I was like, have now that there's been some distance, do you feel any differently about Trump? Very basic question. He goes, Trump? What about him? Well, do you feel differently? Of course not. No. Wait, what do you mean differently? Well, do you like him less? And he'll think and be like, oh, no, I don't think so. And then done. Like there's no progression. There's no sort of insight. There's no questioning or just like move on. Let's move on to the next question.
That might just be a personality thing.
Neurodivergent.
You know what I mean?
I
Some
think-
people just don't like to go that deep into certain topics just because.
Well, I
they
mean,
don't-
like, for example, speaking of Trump, right? He just got fucking arrested, I guess. Like, now I want to ask my dad, be like, or indicted, but now I want to be like, so dad, what did Jesus say about breaking
Hot
the law?
take.
Yeah.
hot take.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Dude, the market also seems to have like rebounded a little bit, or I feel like the markets are taking this news generally they're taking it well, I guess, right?
Someone posted online, like, I think it's probably like Wall Street Bets or something, but they're like, buy the dip. If there's no nuclear war, everything will recover. And if there is, you won't need it or something.
Always buy the dip is what they're saying.
Yeah.
I will say, my sister mentioned, I think her boss says this, but my sister mentioned that her boss calls neurodivergence being neurospicy.
That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever
It's
heard.
very, I was like, it feels very Gen Z to say that.
Moving on to our dish of the week. This week, we are talking about a new study that came out that showed that in Korea, material well-being ranked number 1 in how South Koreans find validation, happiness, and meaning in their lives. Now, this is weird because we were the only country in the world that placed that at number 1. We placed it above family. We placed it above relationships. Placed it above like social harmony. It's fucking crazy.
It
So
is
I wanted to
nuts.
use that as a jumping off point, kind of to like parse out. First of all, are any of us here kind of like into luxury goods, or have we had experience buying luxury goods? I know you have. I've seen your Chanel bag. I mean, that was a gift.
That was a
but-
gift.
And you
I
also
mean,
never
I can
and you
appreciate-
never use it. It's just like stuck under some boxes.
Sometimes, but I think I appreciate some luxury goods. I mean, I like good design. I like good quality stuff. But I wouldn't say like I am like the average
Like Korean
Korean
I guess
person
none of us
in that study.
are very average Korean people.
I have some luxury goods that were also gifted for the most part. You know, I mean, for me, I can appreciate like, yeah, good design, or if it's well made. Although, you know, sometimes it doesn't justify the extra whatever premium you're paying.
I think it's changed too, right? Because luxury goods used to be like handcrafted. There was this like
Sure.
artisan aspect to it.
Yeah.
And then as it became more like of a mass market thing, like everything's fucking made in China now, you know?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like, I
Although-
don't think the price really justifies.
Well, I think certain fashion houses still do make everything by hand. Gucci definitely still does. I think Hermes still does too. I mean, Hermes has to. That's how they justify a $15,000 sticker. It's everything
Yeah.
is, you know, bespoke essentially. Every item's unique. But then conversely, like, look, yeah, Louis Vuitton wallet. Those are literally mass produced on the same leather that Toomey and any other company is produced on. So,
Right.
With that said, I do have a Louis Vuitton wallet, and I fucking love that thing. I've had it for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's fine, but if it's like, if you're wearing all like super loud pieces,
Yeah.
which I haven't seen as much in Korea. I just remember like going into an Apple store. This was in the US, and there was some Asian dude.
What race was he, do you think?
I mean, statistically Chinese, but I mean,
Good answer. Good answer.
Statistically Chinese.
But,
Safe answer.
I mean, he didn't look Korean, but and I wouldn't have any further guesses, I guess, beyond that. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Dude was wearing like full like matching monogram Louis Vuitton pants,
Sure.
shirt, jacket, shoes, and it
So
looked
tacky.
It looked
Swag,
it
flex,
looked-
Dude,
all those
the
things.
funniest thing is that guy woke up that morning and was like, "Oh, today's you know what today it is.
fucking
I'm gonna fucking
I'm going to the Apple store.
it's Apple Store."
Flex.
And he's like, "How much is this Apple Pencil? $200? Ooh."
That's not expensive enough. Yeah.
Only?
What you just described, I have seen in Korea. Like that one time we went to Spill Out. I saw a dude there dressed only in Supreme Louis Vuitton stuff. He even had the bag. And yeah, it was really cringy.
It's interesting though, because I lived in LA, and LA's also like that too. Like sceney places, people are dressed very, hype beast.
It's weird that hype beast is like fashion now.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
it's
like,
weird.
right? Look, even luxury, it has turned a lot like street. A lot of it has turn to
There was,
street
I mean, we talked
fashion.
about this in the Fashion is My Passion episode. If you haven't listened to it, please do. It's really fun. But one thing that I noticed in skateboarding, which is responsible for why Hypebeast was accepted by mainstream, because skateboarders were able to push it. But then the skateboarders were getting all these boxes from like Louis Vuitton and like all these really luxury houses to like wear their shoes while they skate.
Right.
So there was this whole movement of people wearing like $1,000 off-whites to the skate park and like shredding them to pieces in 1 hour.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like the point, was like to destroy these expensive ass shoes. I don't think that that's as common anymore. Like the grip tape would be like Goyard pattern and stuff like that. It was really, really popular for about a 2-year stint. And I think it kind of, now the skateboard aesthetic is going back to the normcore. So like Volcom is getting big again, like these brands that we grew up with.
Yeah.
I think there has to be a big distinction, though. Like the luxury brands, it's actually meant for people who aren't rich,
Yeah, sure.
right? It's as to
Aspire. It's aspirational
aspirational, or
capitalism.
like to like try to give off the perception of wealth, right?
Well, great point, because Koreans apparently are like highly obsessed with perceptions of wealth, right? Like there was some statistic I put on the outline that said, 16% of Koreans, 60% think it's fairly or very important to be seen as rich, which is a pretty, like I don't
So
think, like as
dumb. I
Americans,
don't
we
agree
never
with
were
that.
brought up with that value. If anything, it was like,
I don't know about that because I remember like in junior high and high school, like all of the popular kids were the ones who were wearing all the brand name and they were brand name shit and they were like rich.
It
So-
exists.
but it's not,
and
but that's
like,
not necessarily luxury, right?
But it's
No,
still like,
they're-
but it does
kinda
denote
knew that
class.
they were- yeah,
Okay.
it denotes class. And for
you
me,
know, like Citizens of Humanity jeans, like 7 jeans. I don't know. This is like in high school, right? Like when kids are going to like Newbury, and I mean, I grew up in Lexington near Boston.
Yeah, those jean
so.
companies you mentioned really dates you, dude.
Yeah, I know. Like True Religion.
Yeah.
No, but
Diesel. I remember Diesel.
Diesel,
was big,
yeah. But like but it was a thing,
Yeah,
right?
and
Those
those are-
jeans were
they're
$200.
very expensive. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's
like,
true.
Kids were wearing some expensive shit and driving Beamers, and you know what I mean. Their parents like,
But I mean,
hand me
even
down Beamers. But
even in America, Korean Americans very much. I feel like this is the case, is that they believe that it is fairly important or very important to be seen as rich, because they will give off the perception that they are wealthy by driving these fancy cars that they may or may not be able to afford.
yeah,
And
Like our friend Sam. I'm talking about not Amy Sam. I'm talking about your friend Sam.
yeah.
Sam's son.
Sam drives a Tesla,
Right.
So, yeah,
And he used to have
is.
he used to have an M4 convertible.
Well, it's almost worse in Korea. Like there's like the idea that some kid in their like 20s, they work a convenience store job or something part-time and live with their parents, and their entire paycheck basically just goes to like monthly payments on a luxury car.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone recently, like this past week, and they were telling me that first of all, guy had like amassed personal wealth on his own terms, like just like without like no need of
without declaring taxes.
no, it's like didn't need like,
on his own terms.
It wasn't generational wealth. Like he had like built up a business basically.
New money.
New
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
And actually, the way to phrase it, I think I got more materialistic as I've gotten older, because now that he has his money, he's like, well, I've limited time to like spend it, right? And so he was like, this was like following him talking about how he put an order in for a new Ferrari.
A new Ferrari? What a fucking idiot. Never buy a car brand new. That's one of the worst things you can do with your money.
Well, I mean, but it's like
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
to
it doesn't
him.
matter, right?
It's like
Yeah.
he wanted a very specific one. And honestly, he's talking about how hard it was to even put the name on the list to get it was already sold out.
Oh yeah,
I
for
see.
sure.
So, but is the point of his story then? He's like, I'm nouveau rich, but then I felt kind of peer pressured, I guess, into buying these
No, he
ludicrously expensive things.
No, he loves cars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I can see that. Like you have a passion in this thing, and you've had it for a long time, and now that you have money, you're willing to like drop a lot of money on it.
What do you guys think is the most common in Korea for boys and girls? Most common like luxury thing?
Probably a car.
Tom Brown.
Brown. I'll go first. I think for girls, it's those Gucci.
Bags?
It's the Gucci shoes with like the tiger on the side, though. It was like that specific one,
Wait, sorry.
or the bee.
What is the question?
I don't know.
It's like
any
the
of
most
these.
common thing that you would see. Like,
I would say bag.
Yeah,
For,
it's
like,
like Chanel
girls,
bag.
yeah.
I think
Chanel
for
bag?
I think
Yeah.
for guys,
I think
it's
Goyard is
car.
more common.
I think
than
for
Chanel.
guys, it's a car.
A car is really expensive though. Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's too expensive to be like a lowest common denominator thing. You know, like what you said, Tom Brown, like a Tom Brown wallet. A lot of guys start with that. You know what I mean?
Sure,
Or like
sure,
Tom
but-
Brown shirt. You know?
I guess
Yeah, I guess.
I guess in terms
Belt?
of like most
Oh my God, yes,
Belt.
yes, the Gucci belt.
Yes,
The,
dude.
the 2 Gs.
Oh,
that was
gosh.
that was it. That was
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
See,
That's-
I don't know these things, so I wouldn't be able to even tell if I saw something. I wouldn't know if it's like
That's because you don't know
expensive or
shit
not.
about
I mean,
fashion.
but like
don't know. I don't know.
Fashion
any of these,
is
Look
not
at what you're
his
wearing,
passion.
dude. You're wearing like a fucking Aztec shirt.
I got my dad got me this shirt from Peru.
Oh, you're wearing the shirt. You're
It's
up
a
on you from
very
Peru.
nice shirt.
actually,
no,
Jay,
it's
roast
like,
him.
It's like bought at like a travel, like
Yeah,
like a
it's
fucking
a
souvenir
nice-
shop.
souvenir
I mean,
shop.
you look
yeah.
like someone's dad right now. I love the look.
He's
Are you
wearing an
cosplaying?
LA baseball cap. Yeah, you do look like a dad who came to like Little League, your like son's Little League.
But you rolled up in a $400,000 Ferrari. That could be the look, right?
Yeah.
What is the most expensive thing that you would buy? Not that you have bought, Jay, but like if you were to come across, if you were to come up, on like $1 million.
Yeah. As I'm getting older and have like a little bit of disposable income, I do appreciate nicer things, but I don't want to buy something where like the brand is very present. I would prefer to just like not have the branding there. And
I see.
I just know that this is a really nice thing, and
Yeah.
I just know for myself. But maybe like a pair of glasses,
Okay.
or something like that.
Like a $400 pair of glasses or something. They can't get much more expensive than that,
they
can they?
get expensive.
That's crazy.
Like $1,000.
Yeah, and yeah.
Holy shit.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That's
and that's-
crazy.
yeah, it's like it's not an absorbent amount of. It's not like a Rolex, 20 plus K.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
one I'm wearing.
I feel like-
Speaking of this Rolex that's $20,000, what do you guys think about fake Rolexes?
Whatever,
Mine's
to-
real, obviously. Mine's
To
real.
each their own.
No, just because I was telling you guys the story earlier, I'll tell the listeners. So I was like talking to my uncle one, I think it was a Christmas dinner. It was like all the cousins. I was trying to get on the list to get a new Rolex because I want the new Oyster.
Flex.
But like the ones that I like, the Rolexes I like are entry level. They're like $5,000. They're not that insane. And then he just goes, Aaron, like at a certain point, like I was buying all these different watches, and because my uncle's very successful. And at a certain point, I just refused to wear the real thing. Like I would have the real version at home, but I would never wear it out, especially if I was traveling. Because you might lose a watch at a
You might
hotel or
get it
get it
stolen.
pilfered or stolen
Yeah.
at gunpoint. So he told me this is like it's like a $20,000 Jubilee, like bezeled, whatever. This is like a $20,000 watch. It looks like one, right?
Mm-hmm.
He bought it for like $300 in Itaewon back in like 2005,
Right.
and it still works, which is the funniest. It's like crazy how long it's lasted.
I've heard of women say that about bags. Like
Yeah,
they'll
for
have
sure.
the real one, but they'll buy, or even just like, they'll, they have a collection. So it might be a mix of like real and counterfeit. but then,
Jaehyun's mom, like you guys have seen Jaehyun's bags, right? They
Yeah.
look like legit, like nice luxury brands,
Mom
but
is
her
very
mom is really
talented.
good at just making essentially knockoffs, like imitation pieces.
yeah, they're not using like the logo and stuff though. Usually
They're not, but her mom, I got dinner or lunch with them yesterday, and her mom's like, "Oh, I don't have any projects to work on right now. Is there anything that you want?" And then Jaehyun's like, "Oh, well, Aaron needs a new travel bag. Is there like?" And I was like, "Yeah, when I was younger into kind of more bougie shit, was thinking about getting a Goyard travel bag, like a sort of duffel." And her mom's like, "Perfect. What color do you want?" And then she was like showing me. She has her own that she made for herself, and they use the actual Goyard leather.
Yeah, it's canvas.
It's so
It's
easy.
wax
It's so
canvas.
easy to get, actually. So I was like, this actually looks like the legitimate
Oh yeah,
thing.
it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, so I was
There's
like,
ways
fuck yeah.
you can tell. But sidebar onto the belt thing. The belt's like a nice belt costs like a few hundred, but like a handbag start going into the thousands.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's why I almost feel like you can almost compare.
Wait, so
that
what's
to
the
a
most
car.
expensive handbag that you own? Is it the Chanel one?
That's probably the most expensive.
Yeah.
I think something that's really interesting is like, okay, so my friend who has actual like Patek, like really nice
Watches
like
and stuff?
watches, timepieces, and heirloom jewelry that is like mom gave him or passed down, and like had them all in like a safe. I guess this is in LA, and very unfortunately, somebody broke into his house, him and his wife's house, and stole everything,
Holy fuck.
like everything, and he never got it back.
Yeah.
And that maybe like I was just like, when he told me that happened, I remember just feeling this like deep like sense of loss, you know what I mean? And then I could only imagine like how he felt. And then I was like, but he had become very zen about it, because you have to, right? Because I'm sure there were like many nightmares, dreamt like after the incident,
Yeah.
but because it's very traumatic. And then you have to let go, because they're just material goods,
Yeah.
and they were unhurt, right?
All right.
And all that. But it is so weird how much like value, I guess, we put into like how much. Yeah, I don't
I feel
know,
like if
meaning
that were
we put
if that were to
into-
happen to me,
yeah,
like, I would have to get over it first of all, and like, but then as soon as I'm over it, I'm just gonna get knockoff versions of everything that I
Everything.
once owned, and just like live with the knowledge that like I had the real thing, and then a fucked up thing happened to me, and I was left with like this husk of a real thing. But if no one's gonna call me out, I would just play some Jedi mind tricks on myself, like it's the real thing. At
Yeah.
that point. Yeah.
at that point,
Yeah,
right?
it has to
What's
be the
the
real
point? Like then you think about it, right? Because I thought about that, and I was like, yeah, it's just everything's just like a thing, So like
Right.
I try not to put any meaning into like I used to like put a lot of meaning into certain objects, but then I realized that that's just not the way to live.
Well, so these researchers at Yale did a study about like kind of what makes luxury goods alluring, and like what are sort of the limitations. And basically what they found is that like if they asked a survey of 80 relatively wealthy people, and they went to like high net worth areas of the United States to ask, and it would ask something like, would you feel comfortable walking around with like a gold plated iPhone case, or like using an Hermes towel at the beach? And the majority of these people were like, no, that's kind of cringy, So
Yeah.
like there is this limit that we have of like, and maybe in Korea, I feel Koreans would similarly be like, that's a little cringy. But if you had like a $300, whatever, Goyard, I don't think Goyard makes iPhone cases, but if you had like a luxury iPhone case, that'd be different, right?
There used to be like an Hermes.
There
like-
was, yeah.
Yeah, it was like
Rimowa makes iPhone cases now
Right.
that are very expensive, yeah. But in any case, like there is, we can understand what is kind of cringy, right, about that. The only people that thought that was okay were people that they basically found had chronic psychological entitlement, so like sociopaths. Yeah. So if you think it's okay to use an Hermes towel at the beach, you're crazy.
I mean,
Yeah.
wait, we're
that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Bit
Like
of a
if someone were to
stretch.
have like a gold toilet, I don't know who would do that, but if someone were to have a gold
Trump?
toilet, he or she would be a fucking idiot psychopath.
Yeah,
is
there
my
you
point.
go.
I think there is like there's a value add that I mean it's not an argument for luxury goods obviously, but they do make it experiential, like the idea of buying one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make it hard to
hate
get.
that. I hate that shit.
They make you like they treat you like
They give you like a bottle of water.
Butter you up.
Yeah.
make you tea,
Yeah.
wrap everything up really nice.
I'm like, I mean, this is such an American part of me, but I've gone to the Gucci store a handful of times in my life. I'm not going to say what I bought, but
Gucci slides,
Gucci t-shirt, Gucci rings.
rings.
But every time I'd go, I kind of was like, I know what I want. Just give it to me. Don't talk to me. My Korean's really bad. I'm really awkward. I don't want to, but I'd have to. Did you sign up for the Gucci letter or whatever? I'm like, no. You kind of have to get the receipt. I'm the kind of person who knows what he wants, especially if it's expensive. I've like looked it up ad nauseum. Like I researched really everything about it. So even when I bought my watch, I went to the Rolex store in Incheon Airport, and luckily they had it. And I was just like, here's $5,000 cash. Dude, I just like boom. And I was able to get it like duty-free pricing because I just told them like, maybe we should cut this part out. But
Yeah.
I just told them that. And
Talk about the
then when I flew
illegal-
back into Korea, they were like, did you buy a Rolex? And I was like,
How the?
It was
they
on my
know because it's on your passport.
And then I was like, yes.
can't run from the
But then I was like, yes, but it was a gift. And they're like, cool. But I was literally wearing it. So, LOL.
Wow, the boy got away.
I got away with it.
I know someone that didn't, but we'll cut this part.
Yeah. Oh, no, I know people who've been busted at customs for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think we all know the same person
In this room.
in this room. Wait, I will say though, I still do. I love cars, so I like nice cars. So I wouldn't mind like purchasing a really nice car.
So what's
when
your-
I'm able to, like
Okay.
if it's like fiscally responsible for me to do so. And then
What's your dream car, or what's the car that you really, really want?
well, it used to be an R8.
Okay.
And now
An
the
Audi.
R8,
All right.
yeah. The Iron Man.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
continue.
I
to,
feel like
think.
Audi suits
Yeah.
you for some reason.
Yeah, but I'm
They
kind of
break down
over
a
it
lot.
now.
They're like not reliable.
Excuse me. Anyway,
Christ.
but also I was gonna say like another thing that I take a lot of interest in these days is like even though I don't own my own home, like luxury furniture. I like look at a lot of furniture and like have this dream of like collecting really nice furniture.
I think
pieces.
furniture is a decent investment if you're going to live in the same place for a long time.
Right.
I mean, speaking of furniture and an investment, our friend Jay here just bought a couch.
Yeah.
And you know what he told me? He said, I kind of wish I just doubled my budget. If you had doubled your budget, you would have had a nicer couch.
Furniture is really nice, but it's not worth it if
you're gonna
be
move.
moving around
Yeah.
and it makes sense if you buy a house and you're gonna be there for like 10
Making
years.
excuses.
I know when I like bought furniture for my house, I had like mentally set like a vague budget, but then I found a piece I like really loved.
Yeah, and you just went for it.
Well, but I
remember.
realized it was a little bit over, like a few $100s, maybe
Yeah.
like 30% more. I mean, it wasn't like a huge, again, because I'm also like I don't own this house, right? But I knew like if I settled for this particular item, it would be something that would bother me later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can make that
And also the resale market these days
Yeah, yeah,
is
yeah.
like,
Well, that's
pretty
the other-
hot. People
Yeah.
buy for you can typically resell your furniture if it's actually
If it's good
quality.
furniture,
Yeah,
it's
it's good.
nice.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
100%.
You wouldn't lose that much money on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I knew
I do
mine,
think
I-
it's good to invest.
I had
in
seen
furniture.
mine in the secondary market first.
Yeah.
And it was already sold.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
right.
What is like the one item that you would never ever even remotely splurge on? For example, like what comes to mind for me is like cutlery and stuff. There are some people who will want like actual silverware, for example, or like really nice. Like I hate going back to Gucci, but I go to the store all the time because I'm like a VIP member or whatever. But they have like these plates
The
and
PPL.
they have like these plates and like all these like kind of kitchenware stuff. And part of me, I've looked at it and been like, it'd be so extra. But if I did have fuck you money and had like my own parlor room with its own aesthetic where I would have certain guests, like it wouldn't be a terrible idea to have, basically luxury plates. But from a more practical perspective, I was like, why would I ever pay more than like $10 for a fork?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I mean, what about the last? What's it called?
The white elephant
White
gift?
elephant.
I mean, that was kind of the
we
limit, though.
did.
But that was expensive. That was like $30 per thing. And
Exactly.
well, no, so, okay, let me
Yeah.
revise that.
Yeah.
Like $30 would be my max, right? But
Yeah.
I'm not going to go for like a $300 spoon or something like that. Like actual silverware is very expensive.
Right.
And there's also like upkeep with silverware, too.
it tarnishes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, for some people, that amount of money, it's a rounding error.
Right.
Right. And so, like, sure, nice one, cheap one. I guess for me personally, I think when it's something that's like, let's say, for example, or for your Gucci ones, were they like really loud? They have like big designs on them, or what was the deal?
The Gucci ones that I saw, no, they actually looked very pastel-y. The colors were very pastel, good ceramic. but like, I mean, nothing extraordinary that would justify, whatever price.
Yeah, I guess at that point, if I were in the market for that kind of piece, I would look for something that's like smaller studio that makes like really nice pieces, or like, ones that speak more to my like own personal style.
I mean, they also sell like a deck of cards, and we, Jay and I, this was on Christmas, we were like, oh, it'd be kind of funny, like if it was affordable enough, right? We were thinking like $80 maybe, for a Gucci set of cards. Like that's like a funny stocking stuffer gift, or like whatever for our friends. We asked the lady, it was like $500.
What
yeah, so we were like, oh
I'm sorry.
God, yeah.
That is just wild.
I do remember there was a trend on TikTok where this person was buying the absolute cheapest thing that they sell from each like luxury goods store, and it would be like a Gucci. I don't know if it was like makeup cotton, or like a notebook from Louis Vuitton or something like that. And sometimes like they're wrapping it like super nice, so it's like it feels like fun to unbox, and they're giving like samples, and sometimes it comes with like a dust bag, which is just like a tote that has like luxury branding on it.
Yeah, Jaehyun, she's able to sell, like if you have an old Gucci bag from the store, like a shopping bag, people will buy that for Manwon easily.
Wow.
Yeah, but I see that too. I definitely see Ajumas always walking around with like, if you have like an orange Hermes shopping bag, like that's how they'll gift stuff sometimes. It's like the shopping bag is half the gift. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I've seen people use that as like a daily driver, and it's like super worn out.
You can tell some people at the mall, dude, this is kind of sad.
Bring it to like,
to like make it look like they shopped that day, but it's like so distressed. You're like, that's an old fucking bag. Like,
Oh,
who the hell do you think you're fooling?
Yeah. It just really makes me wonder what it is.
Well,
but I mean, the articles say that it's because
it's the culture. Yeah,
it's the culture.
It's the perception.
The
also like the fact that we have so many brand ambassadors for luxury brands in Korea.
that's also
and
true.
that helps. I mean, we spend the most of any country on luxury goods per capita.
I think Korea has one of the high. I think it's the highest household debt.
Oh yeah, it's definitely one of them. I don't know if that's true
I think
anymore.
it was. I remember reading it being the highest.
Yeah.
It was. I wonder if we closed that
Yeah, I wonder,
gap a little bit.
I wonder if America came back on top.
Yeah, but they did say that the disposable income has grown, right? I mean, we have experienced a pretty like massive economic growth in the past, like
Which you'd say
50
argue
years.
is accountable to like the outrageously long work hours, right? Like on average, Koreans will work 80 to 90 hours a week or something.
Right. I mean, that's why they want to flex and splurge, because that's the only thing.
I think
It's like very like instant gratification.
Maybe
type
that's
thing.
a very valid point, actually, is the work culture being so toxic that the only way to let loose is like drink and flex, basically.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
People will like
concerning.
People will like mythologize like. There's this like one dude who drove around in like an old BMW at my old job, and like he was like honestly probably one of the lowest paid guys in the whole office. But I'm pretty sure people were like, maybe he comes from like a rich family, or made a lot of money at his old job doing something, blah blah blah, and like. Either they like would know details about their family, or like would mythologize on it, like
speculate basically.
like speculate on this idea of like
it's a real Great Gatsby scenario.
I mean
Too much gossip.
Talk about things Korean people love. I mean, luxury goods and gossip, I think, number one and two.
the other thing was like it would be
very stereotypical.
I remember being told it'd be inappropriate if I ever like rolled up to the office and like a Beamer, like flexing on my boss or something. You know what I mean?
Word. Yeah, I think that would be fucking weird.
Yeah.
I mean, one of our younger friends comes from a lot of money. He got a job in San Diego. This is years ago. He got a job in San Diego, and his grandfather had an E-Class Mercedes that he was like, "Oh, congrats on your first job out of college. Here's my car." And so this kid would drive this shit to the office every day, and that exact scenario happened when his boss was like, "You drive an E-Class?" And he had to just be like, "Oh, it's my grandpa's car. I'm like kind of just doing maintenance on it for him, but like it's not mine." But obviously when he got the gift from his grandpa, he's like, I'm like 21 driving an E-Class. I'm a fucking baller, you know?
Yeah. It's horrible.
Yeah, I think like in Korea especially, that would be so cringy, right? Because like for some bosses, like working their way up to an E-Class is kind of the height of their career. Do you know what I mean? Or like getting a nice watch. And there are I've met so many. We've met a lot of like privileged people in Korea that for them it's like, yeah, my dad's gonna give me that one day. You know, his watch collection, his Patek Philippe.
There are the average person that tries to flex. It's like kind of weird because like the richest people I've ever met are the most low key, always.
Well, the richest people are always like, don't spend your money on anything. Like my aunt is always like, buy fake furniture, buy fake bags, never keep too much cash in your bank account. Like these lessons that she's learned throughout her life. When I went through my phase of like buying luxury goods, she actually also was like, you just have to do it. Get it out of your system. It's good that you're young. Like the worst is like if when you get older and older and all you want to do is one up yourself and keep buying it. I mean, I did buy some Givenchy shoes.
Yeah, we see them outside.
No comment to that.
On that note.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Side Dish Podcast. I guess we'll just close out there. Any final words?
I, for one, did use a Lacoste beach towel. That's a nice brand at the time.
Yeah, and Lacoste is nice, like college kid nice. Yeah.
I actually used to really love that brand.
Oh, really?
I don't know why. I just like I like the alligator.
The alligator's cute.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah.
How about you, Jay? Any parting words?
One thing that I wouldn't spend money on for sure is veranda slippers.
Veranda
Just go
slippers.
get them at Daiso.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go get
okay,
'em at
okay.
Daiso. You don't need a.
What about house slippers?
Same.
What if you live in like a
Actually,
2,000
no,
square
I
foot
will,
house?
No, I will retract that statement. If house slippers, I would get like a nice pair of Hokas, like
Okay.
Hoka slippers. You know, because you're gonna walk around in them all day,
Right, yeah.
So it's nice to invest in like a good pair of
Yeah.
slippers. So, I
Well,
will,
you're going to love the Jeep Duty gift that Jay and I got you.
Nice.
Easy slides for your veranda.
Yeah.
You can only wear them on the veranda. If we see you wearing them anywhere else, we're going to be pissed, dude.
Yeah. I think we should all live within our means, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
For
Moral
sure.
of the story.
Don't go into debt.
Don't go into debt.
Let's be modest, y'all.
All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the Side Dish Podcast. Please follow us on Instagram at _the side dish. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell your friends. And with that said, we'll catch you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
Peace.